alone.
Get your fucking
Leave
truck.
me alone. Leave me
Get
alone.
your fucking truck till the cops get
I'm
here.
leaving.
Now.
I'm gonna be honest. That whole tone sounded like it was out of Jim Crow. It really did. Honestly, if you told me this was footage from one of them movies, yeah, from one of them antebellum Reconstruction era films, it would fit. Shout out to all of the subscribers and members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. I am Reese Waters, and this is Racist of the Week, where we expose the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also, laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And of course, if you have any nominees, you can drop them in the comments. You can email me at admin@ReeseWaters.com. Today's nominee, Two Banks Development Landfill near Clyde, North Carolina. Now, shout out to so many of you guys who sent me this particular story. Coming to get rid of you, Black trucker ambushed and wrongly accused of theft before angry white mom allegedly flips his trailer at North Carolina landfill. A Black truck driver hauling mulch to a dump site in North Carolina is speaking out on social media about a terrifying ambush that happened at Two Banks Development Landfill near Clyde, North Carolina. Part of the attack was caught on video, which is now going viral, showing a group of white construction workers threatening him, slamming a truck door on his dog, and blocking his semi with bulldozers, all of which he said was unprovoked.
Leave me alone.
Goddamn go.
Leave me alone.
Get your fucking
Leave
truck.
me alone. Leave me
Get
alone.
your fucking truck till the cops get
I'm
here.
leaving.
Now.
I'm gonna be honest. That whole tone sounded like it was out of Jim Crow. It really did. Honestly, if you told me this was footage from one of them movies, yeah, from one of them antebellum Reconstruction era films, it would fit.
Get me out of the fucking boat. Let's go, bitch.
Let's go.
Get in the fucking truck.
Yeah.
Don't get out of the truck no more.
Don't get out of the truck no more?
Take you out
Yes, the sheriff's department's coming to get
Okay.
rid of you and your fucking mud.
Okay.
So stay in your truck.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First of all, that's a whole lot of backbone energy coming from a mob. I will say that. That's a whole lot of backbone energy coming from a mob. The second thing I would say is, so the sheriff's coming to get rid of him and his mutt, so you want him to stay in the truck. But apparently him not being in the truck was the objectionable thing. So what would be the reason for the sheriff to come get rid of him if he was in the truck with his mutt? Because he just doesn't belong there for some reason? Just some sort of membership situation for the Two Banks landfill? Is this kind of like that spot in Arkansas, the whites only situation? Like, why would the sheriff be needed if he's in his truck?
The sheriff's department's coming to get
Okay.
rid of you and your fucking mud.
Okay.
So stay in your truck
Yes, sir.
before something
Get
bad
in,
happens.
man.
Yes, sir.
Get in.
Yes, sir.
Stay in your truck before something bad happens. I've seen that in those movies. Yeah. This would fit. Yeah, this would go. Just go right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do it now.
Yes, sir.
Take all your video.
Yes, sir.
Damn, I'm saying.
What is with the taking of the turns? Like, I don't understand. Y'all couldn't stand together. Why y'all ain't staying together and just sing in unison? Like, why? What's with the dueling solos? You feel like that was all of this is needed? All of this is so uncalled for.
Shut your door. Shut your mouth.
You're the sheriff? You're the sheriff, right?
Yes.
And you weren't trying to talk to me. I'm joining
Yeah,
the window
I'm
now.
done talking with you. Shut the door.
Can I draw the window down?
No, roll the other window down.
Hey, sir, you slammed the door on my dog. And that's all I'm recording.
Okay. So there you heard what happened with the door and the dog. Apparently that is the sheriff. I never knew a sheriff to walk around with a safety vest like that, but apparently that is the sheriff. So you want him to shut the door and shut your mouth, but what is your duty and function here as the sheriff if not to communicate with this man? He's clearly open and willing to communicate with you. So none of this makes any sense.
I'm gonna put you in
That's
jail.
all I'm recording for slamming on the dog.
I didn't slam it on
You
the
the
dog.
dog? Yes, you did.
You
Have it
had
on
a hold
recording.
to get in the door.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all going to jail. Y'all going down. This town going down. Yeah, this town going down. Man. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Now, as terrifying as that must have been, it actually wasn't over. The man who goes by the name Not Turning Back 98 on TikTok claimed the group brandished guns and chased him during the attack before flipping his trailer and tipping his truck over with bulldozers.
Hey, he gonna sue the shit out their ass. Hey, what's going on? This is crazy as fuck, man. What happened?
I'm done. Close the fucking door. I'm done. He's driving right over. You ain't over there.
What's going on? What's going on? What's happening?
You driving that truck?
Huh?
Go get in your truck and be a good witness.
No, I ain't driving that truck. I ain't driving that truck.
Phone's up. Get in your vehicle. Now. You're leaving. You're gone.
What happened?
You're gone.
Going where?
You're going out.
Who?
You.
For what?
For videoing.
For videoing, I'm going out. What is you talking about?
I'm closing. I'm done.
Yeah.
No, I'm done with this shit. Listen, cut your phone up and get it straight. Hit the right phone.
Ah, yes. Nothing says we're all above board here like you're going out for videoing. And also, I've never heard videoing used like that. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever heard videoing used, period. That must be a North Carolina thing. Here's a question. If you wanted him to leave, how does flipping the truck help achieve your goals? Right? Because that was the thing. You wanted him to leave, but you flipped the truck, so now he's there. I don't, the logic is just really, it's bad. Yeah. According to his account, it all started when he arrived at the TBD dump site before opening hours around 6:30 on June 28th. Having never been to the site before, he wasn't aware of the protocol to wait for entry further up the street, but a man who worked there indicated he could stay at the gate until they opened. Shortly after, however, the owner's son arrived and relegated him to the back of the queue behind all the other trucks. Well, that sucks. If anybody should be mad, it should be him mad at the person that said he could wait by the gate. Because he the one that got him messed up right here at the beginning. I ain't see nobody yelling at him. I wonder why. He complied, but the owner's son returned with, quote, 5 guys and his pistol hanging from his waistband and accused him of stealing a phone, he wrote in a caption on TikTok. After searching his truck and reviewing footage from security cameras, the group let him go, but unfortunately, this was just the beginning of his nightmare. As he was at the top of the landfill dumping mulch, the group confronted him again, forcing him back into his truck, which is where one of the 2 distressing videos begins. "Let's go, B," screamed an enraged white construction worker as he closed in on the man as others suddenly surrounded him yelling, "Get in the effing truck." One issued a threat, "The sheriff's department is coming to get rid of you and your effing mutt. So stay in your truck before something bad happens." A man who identified himself as the sheriff repeatedly tried to slam the vehicle's door and ended up injuring the dog, which can be heard yelping in pain on the video. The so-called sheriff wore a Wright Brothers construction hard hat and reflective vest over regular work clothes and did not produce a badge. Okay. All right. Now that is the first thing that makes sense. He's the sheriff of Wright Brothers Construction. That sheriff must be the head of Wright Brothers Construction. That would make all that sense. I wonder what made them all so mad though. You know what I mean? They had all of this energy just out of nowhere. Like, y'all don't got no place to go or nothing like that to get this energy out? Fort Branch Museum, a Confederate one in Oak City, North Carolina, was demolished last month when a massive tree crashed through the building, severely damaging the structure and forcing the relocation of its historical artifacts. The incident was revealed Monday by the historical Fort Branch Museum through a Facebook post. That post has now been deleted. Oh, they ran them off. You know, y'all got ran off Facebook. Y'all got ran off of Facebook. Y'all got mocked and ran off of Facebook. Facebook is basically the Confederate Museum of the Internet. Oh, okay. All right, never mind. This is going to be an issue in North Carolina then. This is going to be ongoing. On Instagram, Wright Brothers touts itself as a Christian-owned, values-driven company. Oh, we know how they use Christianity, claiming to be the Southeast's top provider of construction services. The attackers have not been officially identified, and it's unclear whether they are employees or contractors. However, Wright Brothers has turned off all comments on their social media platforms. Yes. Nothing says like it's all good and above board, like turning off the comments. Also, all of this energy from all of these people over one guy's missing phone, that must have been a really special phone.
Today, we're here to introduce Trump Mobile.
The Trump organization also promising a $499 gold smartphone to be released in August, dubbed the T1. The company's website calling it proudly designed and built in the United States.
Y'all going to jail, y'all going down. This town is going down, warned the trucker as he reminded the raging crew that he was recording. Soon, bulldozers appeared outside of his truck's windows, blocking him from escaping. The truck driver is currently seeking a lawyer and has posted a follow-up video assuring concerned viewers that his dog Coco is now doing fine. He added, "She doesn't ride on trucks anymore, so she's home with my family. Thank you for being concerned. I appreciate the love, and so does she." He also added this note, "I've decided to remove the videos from my page. My goal was to bring awareness and seek support, and I've been able to do both. Coco and I are truly grateful for every message, comment, and share. Your support has meant a lot to us. That said, every time the video is shared or commented on, I get a notification and it's become triggering. Watching it over and over feels like I'm reliving the experience, and I can't keep putting myself through that. For my healing and peace of mind, I need to remove the videos. Thank you again for standing with me. Now, speaking of triggering, I can only imagine the thoughts and the feelings and the emotion and the stress that you would be feeling in that moment while being accosted by those men. First of all, just that volume of people, period. You know, if I went outside my door and I got accosted by that many people, regardless of race, it would have been an issue. You got a mob mentality going on right there. But secondly, you give the location and you give the race, the kinds of things that were being said. Again, as I just told you, takes my mind right back to Reconstruction era or prior. Okay. Hell, could be really 1900s is mad that I'm not including them on this because the early 1900s, it takes me back to that era of time where you hear those kinds of things from a mob of people in the South directed at a black man. And also curious is the fact that apparently the inciting event were the missing phone and him showing up early and him videotaping, which is kind of curious.
When I very first seen the video of that black truck driver in North Carolina today, I was outraged and also sickened. Those men were using modern day intimidation tactics with a Jim Crow ass energy. And to the people in the comments that were saying, why is he constantly saying yes sir to them? Why is he saying yes sir? I'm happy that he was saying yes sir to them, because guess what? He was not the one that was being aggressive. And what is the very first thing that people love to say about black people when we are upset? Why are you being so aggressive? They were the ones that were being very hostile and antagonistic. So when it's time to present this case in a court of law, guess what? This video is going to clearly confirm what the defendant is going to be saying. And then they said that two of the men used bulldozers to flip one of the trucks over. All of this while the man was trying to leave. What they did to that man was targeted violence. And we all know the only reason why they were acting so tough is because they knew that this gentleman was outnumbered. That's the only reason why they were acting tough. Get in your truck before something happens. That's a threat right there. But what I'm not getting is, why are they so upset at these men because they arrived early? Like, what do you all have to hide up there? Is it something that you didn't want them to see? At the end of the day, I hope he sue y'all ass for everything that y'all got. And y'all need to learn a life lesson. The color of your skin doesn't make you better than nobody. It just makes you a different shade of human. Learn how to act accordingly.
And to that point, one of the things that has struck me to be fascinating about this, and it probably shouldn't, because just about everything in our world today it has to be a debate. It has to be divisive in some kind of way. But the places that people have gone online in order to try and explain and legitimize this kind of behavior. How much do I have to bet you this idiot was out of his truck with heavy equipment operating and he almost got ran over? Of course, they'll blame it on racism and not their own stupidity. Okay, so you want to invent a scenario that you have no justification for to fit your narrative that is being blamed on racism and not their stupidity. That's okay. I just want to invent I'm just going to invent a scenario. Of course, you blamed it on race. This isn't based. And you wonder why people behave like this. People don't get that pissed off for no reason. Apparently the protesters did. Yeah, the protesters that took to the streets in 2020 and in the years prior and in the years since. They've been protesting all year. Apparently the protesters get that pissed off for no reason. No reason whatsoever. All the people that are commenting, talking about similar experiences, no reason whatsoever. But these guys, they would never act like that. But not a white man. This feels like the truck guy did something really stupid on the job site. I used to work on heavy equipment at construction sites. Delivery guys would violate safety protocols all the time and get reamed for it. This isn't about race, it's about ignoring the rules. I'll tell you why they're tripping on him. No steel-toed boots, he's wearing shorts, he doesn't have a high-vis shirt on, blah, blah, blah. So let's just take the racial angle out of it, as I did when I said I would flip out if I walked out my door and it was just a mob accosting me like this. Certainly if they yelled, "Get!" before something bad happens to you. Yeah, it wouldn't be good. This is acceptable behavior. This is acceptable behavior. Closing the door on the dog, flipping the trailer, flipping the truck, all that. This is all acceptable behavior. Because this should happen all the time then. If this is okay, if this is how you know how hazing is, so there should be a litany of this kind of content. Hell, I would like to see the members of a black landfill do it to a white guy. Show me that. Like, this just must be regular then. That's funny, because I haven't seen it. How about wait for the facts instead of assuming them, you racist POS? I don't know exactly who that was directed at, whether that was directed at the people that were inventing scenarios to legitimize any treatment that he's levied at a black person. There's literally no treatment where they won't come in here and try and explain it away. I actually was working on a video about one of the Mr. Complies. Why don't they just comply? Man got tased multiple times. Yeah, that happened. Maybe he was directing it at us who are going based on the video and the one account that we actually have. Seeing as how that comment was on X, that is a pretty good bet that it was directed at us. So we can go off of the evidence that we do have. They can go off fantasy, but we need to wait for the facts. Oh, here comes Black MAGA. You see how these mofos are tough until actual working class people that aren't playing with them approach. Black people that do stuff like this are cowards in reality. If you're about to fight, you don't think to pull out your phone.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You know, I think I approach the whole Black MAGA situation all wrong because I approach it with from the standpoint of how can we wake them up? Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Yeah. Black people who do stuff like this. If you're about to fight, he wasn't about to fight. He was trying to deliver. Get y'all talking points together. Did he come there to fight or did he come there to work? Because by your own explanation, he came there to work. But black people who act like this are cowards. Y'all got him. Yeah, got him. Put him with the rest of them down bad. Because I mean, it's been bad for Black MAGA. I've seen it. I think the dancing out of rhythm in the church and all that. I have seen how bad it is. As far as for the landfill, well, you know, the internet has the best detectives.
Some research on Wright Brothers Construction, TBD landfill, Two Banks development. This location, the landfill itself is privately owned. Privately owned by who? We're talking about the two stakeholders. It's Two Banks Development LLC. These stakeholders are Two Banks Development and Spurtis Worldwide, who the president and CEO happens to be Eric J. Spurtis. Okay, why hasn't this man spoken up about anything that's going on his property involving his son? Why are you guys walking around with pistols on a dump site, okay, on a mulch site, walking around with pistols telling drivers to get back in their vehicles, not because of OSHA occupational safety hazards, okay? Not because of OSHA, not because you need a hard hat, not because you need some steel-toe boots, not because you need a work vest, but because if you don't get back in that vehicle, something bad is going to happen to you, and the sheriff is on site, right? What? Oh my goodness. Y'all walking around with pistols. First of all, y'all got dogs running around there with bulldozers. OSHA. Two Banks Development, TBD landfill needs to be investigated ASAP. You guys are in charge of investigating workplace safety and hazards. Well, guess what, OSHA? Guess what OSHA also does? They develop and enforce workplace safety and health standards for various industries, including construction, agricultural, and general industry, the mulching industry. And they also enforce it and inspect, and they issue violations and impose penalties. The number for OSHA is 800-321-6742. TBD Landfill, Two Banks Development, owned and operated by Eric J. Spurtis. You guys need to be investigated. Y'all taking bulldozers and flipping over trucks because of lost phones, because y'all got so much hatred in y'all for black people that y'all are, first of all, that is attempted unalivement. If that man was in that truck, because he has video evidence of y'all telling him, the sheriff telling him to get back in that truck, roll your window up, and then two bulldozers flip his truck over, that is attempted unalivement of a truck driver, okay? If he's in that truck, oh, please tell me you was in that truck. Please tell me you was in that truck. We got a case, baby. That's why you got the yes, sir.
Yeah, I support that. I support all that. The only thing I would say, why don't we table the case for like 3 years? You know what I mean? Let's not waste a shot during 47. Let's just slow cook this. They said wait for all the facts to come out. We get a lot of facts by then. We will get literally all of the facts. And by then, those black MAGAs would have got kicked out, so they will have less numbers. They running them every day.
You are a diversity hire. You are a DEI hire. You pander. And she thinks she's some kind of boss bitch. Yeah, you're a bitch, but like you didn't get that way because you're a super smart boss. You got that way because you're super bitchy black token. Like, it is what it is. So I don't know that anyone's ever told her that, but that's the obvious. And I'm kind of done with all the Uncle Toms. In a way, I'm done with all the Uncle Toms. I'm done with Jason Whitlock. I'm done with Candace Owens. I'm done with all the Uncle Tom token blacks. Like, you're not that smart. You're not even that conservative. You built your career on a grift that is now dead. You were hired when diversity quotas were a thing. You were hired when white guilt is a thing. I don't feel white guilt. I never have. DEI is over. So now you're done. You need to be fired. Like, you're done.
Hey, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the way out. Now, it may come as a surprise to some of you, but I don't always record these videos, clean from beginning to end. Thank you guys. What did I call it?
Sad, and you hate to see it, but more than that, You love to see it.
Well, I thought that might be content that some of you guys might be interested in. So members, be on the lookout for some outtake videos that are going to hit the timeline soon. I also want to send a shout out to everybody that's reached out to me at admin@ReeseWaters.com. I very much appreciate all your comments and suggestions. And I try and respond to as many as I can. But there was one in particular from Holly who said, "Hi, Reese. I know you use Patreon for other reasons. I don't need that from you. I watch you on YouTube. Do you have a PayPal account?" In fact, I do. My PayPal, as well as my Cashapp and my T-app are all in the descriptions to all of the videos. You can find them right there. Also, I want to send a shout out to Renee and Lenitra who sent me these photos with their Reese Waters mugs. As well as this one. Wait a minute. No, that's not mine. Thank you guys so much for the pictures as well as the support. And if you would like to send in some photos or contribute or send me a note or anything like that, admin@ReeseWaters.com. Now, I know we have a lot of talent and skills in this community, and I'm looking for something in particular because you'll notice in looking at the pictures around my website, a very robust, lustrous mane of hair. Well, times have changed. Yeah, I got my enhancement game turned up to the max. And I am looking for somebody who can recommend a good man unit. So if you know somebody, or if you are somebody who can recommend or even install a good man unit, go ahead and hit me up. But it's gotta be via email because we're gonna keep that on the low. Yesterday, Cookie Bush. Tomorrow, cornrows.